property will now have somebody that has an interest in it.
Good deal.
Because right now the windows are boarded up. The fire department actually boarded the windows up in it.
No, this is the one on Dixie Road.
Oh, that's not the...
That's not the one out on County Road.
Okay.
Too many properties.
Yeah.
What happens sometimes is people pass away and the family doesn't take an interest.
The little door, that little box left. And you keep going on that straight, take a belly hole, that little camp that's over there.
Yes.
That's the property.
Oh, okay.
They were trying to
So
sell it
they're
at
making
one point, yeah.
Actually, I think they have a buyer, that's why they're trying to get this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. It's a nice little camp type thing.
Yeah, yeah, and it's been there for a little under a year.
Oh, yeah.
Must be a pretty good size lot.
It's a lot of
I thought there was one acre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Up behind it.
And whatnot. Yeah, yeah, that's, well, that's good.
Oh, I was hoping it was the one that was in.
Yeah, that's good. That's great. That's great. Tax dollars coming in.
Okay, you got an abatement as well?
Yeah, next item is the sewer abatement. I'm waiting for Betty to.
Making everything all legal and official over
Yeah,
there.
we can sign it all up, but it's not official, so she
Yeah,
witnesses
that's
the
right.
signature.
That makes me
I
feel
know.
unimportant.
No, that's
You're
right.
not kind of unimportant.
That's why I keep saying, why can't I use the stamp?
Oh yeah, Betty witnessed the stamp, it should work.
Okay, the abatement is for Raymond Connell. He has a property over here.
Yeah, no, over here.
He put in lots of new grass and shrubs and things like that.
Yeah.
Didn't realize when there was water and all this time, this irrigation system they put in,
Ooh.
it would affect his sewer bill. So I had the plumbers send a letter stating that it in turn did not go into the sewer system that was out on the lawn, so we need to do an abatement on.
Did you
of
educate
300.
him about
I did.
an extra meter
And if he
all
does
that
it
stuff?
again, I would suggest that gets hold of the water company and puts on a meter reader and let me know so that we can send in the form, so we're all up on this. But the abatement would be for $361.98. What I went back is, since he's been in there, what he's paid, and he's been under the basic, so we can continue with the basic putting on there.
Just an information note for everybody out there. You can do a lot of watering
Do
in
we need a
gardening when
motion
you're
on
on the
this?
town
Yes, you do.
sewer.
I make a motion to,
I'm trying to talk.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, keep talking.
Go ahead. So if you're gonna do a lot of watering and landscaping, get a hold of Betty first and she'll tell you how to save money.
I don't think that was the message you really intended
No.
to send.
There's
It is.
actually
There's a
a
process and
secondary
She knows it.
meter
She can explain it.
that the people can put in that will measure how much water is going through the system but not into the sewer. And that reading
Is
will,
It's deducted.
Same with pools, if
Deducted.
you're gonna fill a
Right.
swimming pool, call ahead of time.
she
I see.
has a listing of all the people who have those secondary meters, and they have a responsibility to call in so that it can be adjusted. Okay.
I make a motion to sign the sewer abatement for Ray Connell.
All in favor?
Keep a little bit beautiful. And it produces oxygen.
That's exactly right.
It's good for the environment.
You know,
And did aliens
It almost
abduct
would-
you or something?
Because I care about the environment.
All
it
of a
might be
sudden.
worth it to
It's not
that you
provide
care, it's all of a
something
sudden.
to
I've
the
always cared about the
realtors
environment.
that they could share with people
Yeah, but
who
you're
buy
not
properties
giddy about
in
it, that's
town.
what's,
Maybe just a one-page little informational thing that says, reminder, if you're going to do a lot of landscaping, you do need to let the town office know,
nitrates.
or you'll get a bill you don't want.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Committee updates?
Committee updates. We had our normal monthly scheduled harbor board meeting at the town office this morning. And, no. And one of the topics we covered was the harbor board is reviewing and updating the harbor ordinance. And I'm hoping people listening at home and fishermen who have an interest in this will attend these meetings and have some input into this. It would help if you acquire a copy of the harbor ordinance and look it over. It's the one that's available here, the 2008 version. And the meetings are at 9 in the morning, which I realize doesn't work for a lot of people that are working. And there is a consideration of changing our meeting hours, possibly to accommodate a group that may have an interest, stakeholders, in the harbor ordinance. We've also been processing a grant application to improve the commercial pier, which is a few weeks away of sending in our letter of intention. So that's...
No, this is, the grant for the commercial pier is a grant we already received. We are in the process, last week I worked on the environmental permitting with Army Corps of Engineers. I was able to convince them that this is a maintenance project. We're not expanding the pier, we're not expanding the footprint. So they were able to give us a letter stating we're not going to need environmental permitting from them. And I'm forwarding that to the DOT. We also have to do a right-of-way application. There is no right-of-way. We're not. It's all formal stuff. And the other one is utilities. So we're not adding utilities.
Right.
It's just a matter of filling out the paperwork and sending that into the state. One of the discussions I had with the Harbor Board this morning is the original grant included repairing the float. Due to the timetable, we did not know we were going to get the grant. So the decision was made last summer to fix the float, which means that come out of our pocket.
We reimburse themselves from the grant?
No, because the invoices were prior to the date of the grant. But what we were able to do is the whalers on the pier, which are in need of repair and replacement, these are the pieces of wood that the pilings nailed to. If you look in the back, some are missing, some are sagging. I was able to get those to be included as part of the grant because the pilings are going to be attached to them. So I was talking to the Harbor Board, you know, how do we get the measurements, how do we get the dimensions and the hardware. I would like to get the request for proposals out in February, get the bids back to be reviewed in March. The goal would be to have the work begin this spring and have the work completed in the pier and the float and the new gangway and everything installed for this summer.
Is it a substantial amount of money, the grant?
The grant, we received $30,000. And part of that does include our match. We received $20,000 from the state, and then our match is up to 10. But we also have, in kind, we have, we did receive some money from the RLF that's going to help. And we do have some money in the pier maintenance budget.
Have they got a person that is qualified to go down and look that all over to see about the electrolysis, how it's been acting on the piers, the metal part, what the zincs, how badly they're going, have they ever been replaced? There's quite a little bit to a
I think they
pier.
talked about, the Harbor Board talked about the, what do they call them, sacrificial cathodes.
Yeah, or zincs, right, and that is to, that does the breakdown and not the support columns.
Yeah, but the softest metal is what the electrolysis works on first, and that's why they always use the zincs or whatever to put in
And
to take care of that so they'd stay in good shape.
2 or 3 years ago, I believe they had a survey done on it, and the scaling that is visually apparent on those support columns is the coating that's coming off, which, according to the manufacturer, that is a form of, it's a sacrificial coating. Although, once it's gone, it needs to be redone.
Done.
So that's going to be the next thing we're going to look at.
One other question.
Yes. just one more.
Yeah, has there been a diver or anything gone down and checked the base of these out and everything, so you got an idea of what
I
you
think
don't
they-
see?
Yeah, I think that's what they did when they did their
Right.
survey.
They did.
They
Oh,
checked those
okay.
base pads and the
Okay.
connection point
All right.
of those support columns.
They went down at low tide, and
right,
that was when
right.
Kenny Day was.
Because sometimes electrolysis works
Oh, and-
weird.
Right, yeah. And a notice, an alert is one of the wires that was suspended under the pier, which hangs down under where the gangway would be, is now completely